my name is Jody Hoover. This is my persuasive speech, and this is my audience. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, wait, let me stop you right there. According to the article, usconstitutional.net, it explains what our preamble of our Constitution is trying to say, that the government would be a benefit to the people rather than its detriment. But in the wake of the healthcare crisis, it's almost like it should read, we the government, because isn't that what our government is trying to do, control our healthcare? This is why, on this day, March 26, 2012, I, Jody McWilliams-Hoover, have decided to announce my candidacy for the Republican Party for the upcoming presidential election to be held on Tuesday, November 6, 2012. If elected president, I would offer every American of every economic status a better quality health care system free of unnecessary costs and bureaucracy, while giving the people the right to choose. The purpose of my speech here today is to bring understanding and awareness regarding the problems associated with the current Health Care Act. Before discussing the topic at hand, I would like to tell you a brief little history about myself and then announce my vice presidential running mate. My name is Jody McWilliams-Hoover. I was born in Hammond, Louisiana, and attended the public school systems here. I also graduated from Southeastern Louisiana University in a degree pertaining to health care. I am happily married and have 3 wonderful children. I'm involved in various organizations, and presently I am enrolled at Southeastern pursuing my degree even more in health care. I know firsthand of how health care changes can affect not only the employee, but also the patient. I worked as a registered respiratory therapist for 15 years. As a child, I was always taught to fight for what I believe in. My fight is healthcare. Now, I would like to introduce my vice presidential running mate, Michelle Bachmann. In 2006, she was the first woman to be elected to the House of Representatives from the state of Minnesota. She is very devoted to repealing Obamacare. In fact, she was the first one to introduce the bill to the House of Representatives to appeal Obamacare just hours after the passage of it. She has served in Minnesota State Senate and also has worked as a federal tax litigation lawyer before her political career took off. She is currently in the Financial Service Committee. She has been married for 30 years and has 5 children. She also has taken care of 23 foster children and has earned bipartisan from the House for her effortless fight for adopted and foster children. I feel not only with her legality sense and political, as well as a combination of both our attributes, we can change health care in this country for the better. Now let's focus on the problem at hand, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act regarding our health care. According to Wikipedia.org, this act, otherwise known as Obamacare, went into effect March 23, 2010. The main points in my speech today I wish to go over are the rising increased premiums, also the number of uninsured Americans are rising, and the institution of a panel that is trying to dictate on who and who doesn't receive health care. For health care reform to work, it must give the consumer control over cost and coverage. According to thenewamerican.com, the overall annual premium for employee-sponsored health insurance in 2011 was $5,249 for single coverage, and for family coverage it was $15,073. Compared to 2010, premiums for single coverage have gone up 8%, and for family coverage 9%. Premiums have gone up 113% since 2001 for family coverage. The number of uninsured Americans are quickly rising. More and more Americans are forfeiting employee-sponsored insurance because they can't afford the high premiums. Many employers are moving their workers to low compensation plans, thus resulting in higher deductibles and higher copays. In the article, thedailynews.com, it reads that 48 million people in America do not have health insurance. In the article, Gallup.com, 23.7 are uninsured in Louisiana. Did you know that 3/4 of all American working families do not have health insurance? And finally, what is being referred to as the DEF panel, otherwise known as the Independent Payment Advisory Board, or IPAP for short. This was created under Obamacare. According to FoxNews.com, IPAP is made up of 15 unelected bureaucratic members who are in charge of implementing $500 billion in Medicare cuts over the next coming decade. They have the ability to deny Medicare recipients and also decide and prevent doctors and patients from being in charge of their own health care. I cannot stress to you enough, we are a democracy, not a bureaucracy. This is unconstitutional. Causes for this crisis are leading to the mandates being in place. According to the study by Kaiser Family Foundation, health insurance costs continue to rise as President Obama's health care overhaul begins to affect American insurance premiums. The new American.com stated that Drew Altman, who is CEO of Kaiser Foundation, suggested that an increase in premium hikes is caused by the government mandate program that issued 2.3 young adults to be added to their parents' insurance if they are under the age of 26. Also, by the year 2014, most Americans will be required to carry insurance or pay a fine. This exempts are the low-income families and the small businesses with less than 50 employees. KaiserHealthNews.com states that this is causing small business owners of less than 50 to lay off employees and not fill positions so they can be exempt from this. And small business owners of 50 or more employees will simply drop coverage and pay the $2,000 fine per employee. This leads to even more of uninsured and millions of people being placed in government programs. How should we fix this crisis? The answer, according to Ron Paul, fellow Republican, lies in freedom, not force. I will appeal Obamacare and its mandates. I will institute reforms that will once again make this the American standard. I will put you in charge of your health care and your insurance. You will be allowed to purchase insurance from all other states across state lines. But most of all, I will fight for your freedom and restore a constitutional government to where a constitution will read again, we the people. I have gone over my main points of the increased premiums, the increased number of uninsured, and how a bureaucracy is trying to control who doesn't receive health care. I hope I persuaded you to look our way November 6, 2012, and vote for myself and my running mate, Michelle Bachmann, for president. I leave you now with a quote from GreatQuotes.com, written by John Rother, President and CEO of the National Coalition for Healthcare Reform. Every dollar in healthcare that we spend is somebody else's income, and they typically resist efforts to lower that. Unfortunately, this is a question of political will. Political will is defined as unconstitutional use of political power. This should make you think. It should read the people's power versus political power. Let's make a change. Let's start today. Thank you.